The creative SoundblasterX G6. Amazing device, but is it worth it for the PS5? Let's find out. Originally priced at $129.99 here in UK, nowadays it's constantly on sale between £80 and £90. There's a 1.2 meter long micro USB to USB-A cable and a mini Toslink to Toslink cable in the box. The device is completely made out of plastic. There's a digital volume dial at the front, which is accompanied by a combo jack. So if your headset only has one 3.5mm jack, the mic will still work. There's also a separate mic jack next to it. On the side of the device, we have three buttons. One is for the Scout mode, the other is SBX, and this one is a switch for low and high gain. The rear, we have a line and optical in and line and optical out, and the micro USB port, which is used for connection and power. The bottom of the device has this massive rubber insert, so on the desk it stays securely. The setup and changes on the device only done through the Creative Sound Blaster command software, which is on the PC or Mac. There's a very handy guide explaining what these different options do. We get a very nice 10-band EQ option, which one set will be saved onto the device. Playback have different options for the audio quality. I found 24-bit 48 kHz to be the best for some reason. And recording, we have some very nice and funny voice morph options, but unfortunately they are only available on the PC and don't work on the PlayStation 5. So there are two ways of using the device on the PS5. One with the USB only method, which is very simple. Just plug the USB, the system picks it up. The other is using a HDMI audio extractor. Let's quickly take a look at the USB only method. The device is plugged in, and in our sound settings, we can see the input device is recognized as SoundblasterX G6. And you can adjust the microphone level and stuff. The output, again, USB headset. If you're using the USB only method, we need to make sure the headphones, output to headphones set to all audio. With the USB, you have the ability to enable 3D audio as well, which is a big plus in my opinion. So now I have it set up with the HDMI audio extractor and feeding the device with the optical input as well. I'm just quickly going to show you what we need to do in terms of the settings on the PS5. So only thing we need to change is we need to go to the audio output, and the output to headphones, we need to change it to voice chat audio only. This will enable our HDMI device type. We need to change that from TV to AV amplifier and change the channels from 2 to 5.1. This is what Creative suggests, and I got the best results whilst doing this as well. So just quickly going to show you guys the operation on the device itself. So when the LED lights are white on by the volume dial, this means that we are in the global volume control. So the LEDs do go brighter and dimmer depending what you are doing. If you press and hold the dial, it will turn red. And when it's turned red, there's a LED light on this side. If it's blinking, that means your side tone is disabled. When it's red, if you press it one more time, when the light is solid, that means the side tone's been enabled. Now if I basically move the dial, we can adjust how much of the side tone you are hearing in your headset. And if I want to disable it, same thing, I need to make sure that I'm in the red LED mode, press it one more time, LED, this tiny microphone LED blinking means that the side tone has been disabled. Now if I have the optical in and I press and hold one more time, the top LED and the other LED, they will change. Green means, so this is the voice mix feature. This, you only get this if you have the optical coming in. If it's just a USB, if you were in the red mode, you'll go back into the white LED mode. So here what we do is if we rotate counterclockwise, now we're getting more of the chat. So blue LED means we're getting more of the chat. If we go all the way when it blinks, that means it's just chat, no game. And coming back is, so when it comes back to green, that means we have the perfect mix. And so this yellow orangish, basically now we're getting the game audio, which is counterclockwise if we do it. So this is like cutting out the chat, and this is just the game audio. And blinking means that we are at the max. So the same thing, this is like you bring it back to green, that means we have the perfect mixture of both. Holding the volume dial again, we come back to the red LED and the white LED here. That means we are back into the normal global volume control. On this side, the buttons that we have, we can turn the Scout mode on and off. I didn't like that, the processing, but this is very useful, the SBX button. This, when the light is lit, that means all the processing I showed you that we set in the command software, that's been applied right now. If I press and turn it off, that means none of the EQ and the bass and whatever surround settings, nothing's been applied. So you kind of have some control over it. Press it again, now it's been applied. So that's just a quick overview of the function on the device itself. So let's talk about the sound quality, guys. I have to say, using it in the USB only mode, playing Call of Duty was actually a good experience. I was using my ePods H6 Pros, which I had trouble getting decent volume out of from the GSX 300 and the controller, and this, even in low gain, I just couldn't use those at full volume. So it was a very, very decent experience. Battlefield was not that good. So when I got the Optical in, that's when this thing really basically came to life. And using the Optical, the HDMI audio extractor and the Optical setup, Battlefield's been absolutely amazing. I've heard people, the pinpoint accuracy of the audio, where it's coming from, the audio separation, it's mind-blowing. People flanking you, you just hear them. I do this thing where I change the scope so I can basically have a bit of an upper hand in a close quarter battle and then change it when somebody's far away. Absolutely amazing. So for me, I think this device is only worth with the Optical setup. So now this is the value proposition basically. Should you get this if you only have a PS5 and if you don't have a PC? I don't think so. I think you definitely need a PC. There is a way of using it without a PC, so you just completely turn everything off because originally when it comes out of the box, there are a lot of different things applied to it. And if you are using it in the USB mode, you need to make sure you don't have any of the SBX processing done, only the EQ that you're doing. So you kind of definitely need a PC. I wish there was a mobile app or better an app on the PlayStation 5 itself. So if you don't have an access to a PC, this is definitely not the device. I think the SoundblasterX X4, because they have the mobile app support and it's got the Optical in, I think that would be more suitable. But if you have an access to a computer or a Mac and you want to upgrade your audio, I think this is really amazing. I used it with the H6 Pro open back, the Sennheiser HD598. Anything I put into it just sounded absolutely amazing. But that's with the HDMI audio extractor. Without it, it just gives you louder volume. It's still decent, but something like the GSX 300 can sort of work as well. But at £80, I have to say I love this device. I've recently acquired the SteelSeries Game Deck Gen 2. So please, keep an eye out on my channel. I'll be doing a comparison of that with this because that only has USB and it has some features and stuff. So I'll be making a detailed comparison. I hope there was some useful information in this video. If I left anything out, if you want to know anything else about this device, please do leave me a comment. And I want to thank you to everyone who subscribed. Your support means a lot. I really, really appreciate it. And hopefully I'll catch you in one of my next videos. Thanks for watching this one. Bye.